Hello there gamers, I am Drakov. I play Salmon Run a lot. This is the new rotation. Before we get into that, actually I have a little housekeeping to do here. So with these recent few episodes, I've noticed that they actually are way too freaking long with the tutorials. I'm still gonna keep doing it for now. I do wanna make tutorials for all the weapons, new tutorials for all the weapons. So this one is gonna be just as long, probably. As soon as we get to see repeat weapons here, what I will actually do is not copy paste them into them, but instead just leave them out and make them available as standalone videos and from there and stuff. So eventually these episodes will get shorter again and have a bigger percentage of gameplay, of course. But what I will keep doing is the first time a new weapon appears here, I will premiere that tutorial here. So this will be again 4 tutorials for today, however long they will be. Right, let's get right to them. REEF-LUX is a lightweight weapon of the new Stringer class. It fires 3 arrows like the Tri-Stringer, and first and foremost, really good paint, especially on the ground. Still fine on the wall. I must on the ground. Trying to walk forward, it paints like this. But be careful with foot paint, it might not quite be there. But of course makes one of your main jobs too. Paint upper zones obviously, and the ground around people painted. But yeah, of course with painting alone you're not gonna win fights, so let's talk about damage as well. Tap shots deal the tap. Yeah. To show here. Wait, was it 30 or was it 30? Oh yeah, right, that is 32 in fact. Yeah, every tap shot is 32 damage. But you see that spread pretty wide, so like where to tap spam or chum here. Usually only hit one, sometimes two. To hit all of them you literally need to be at point blank. Tap shotting theoretically does have the highest damage per second at 411. That goes down to 257 if you do the full charges, frame perfectly. And what you actually wanna do is mostly partials. You may have noticed that audio cue there, that happens when you get to the first full charge of the two rings here. See, like that. That is roughly when that happens, is when you wanna release. That's how you get the best DPS hit ratio, if you will. By that time the arrows are close enough that they are most likely to hit whatever you're aiming at correctly and missing. And that doesn't sacrifice too much just from just the tapping. But there are targets where the taps are perfectly optimal. Those would be big shots and Cohozuna most notably. But you even for Cohox do the partials. Yeah, that was a quick 3 hit like that. And for Necrots of Lessers too. Small fries as well, you see we're not one-shotting them with the taps, so partial them. Then you will be one-shotting them. Oh yeah, and don't get fooled by this being a bow and thinking it's a long-range weapon or anything. No, it's actually not. It's more like a shotgun kind of thing, really. You wanna fight at point blank a lot. You do have a full charge to hit some things at range sometimes. Can even swim and hold it. Can be situationally nice. Not something to be spent or anything, but it is useful. I have used it. Now, the way that you mostly use the fully charged shots is you wanna hit some distant target that you are not quite close to yet. You can also strafe decently enough while charging. Then you can also just release any kind of partial on them as soon as you're hit at, like say, take a scrapper or hit shift damage on. That most notably. The full charge hit deals 210 damage if you hit all of them, 70 per arrow. It goes from 32 to 70 pretty much. It's 50 at the first circle and pretty much scales linearly for the most part. The way you fight steelheads, it's interesting. This is... So if you... Oh yeah, that angle is good. Do you see how the reticle actually moves without me actually moving my controller? This happens because of the range increase. Like with sloshers or the tray stringer, arrows are flying in this kind of arc and the reticle's affected by that, so account for that in your aiming. Like say if you start your charge here and yeah, the steelhead will not actually be there once you're by the end of that charge. Gotta be aware of that. Then how you're actually killing that. One full and then a partial usually does it, but you do need to hit enough of your arrows or else you're gonna fail. Also do verticals to maybe raise your accuracy a bit. Usually it's needed. However, it does give you a little bit of extra range though. So that is also something where it could be useful for. Here. My reticle is literally not on him. 2 hits. 3 hits. Yeah, it is not super consistent for sure. And when you're up close, like on a ledge or something, then feel free to do the partial thing again as well. If you're doing it right, you should get it in 2 hits then. Cannot quite show it here because there's a bit of a range difference. The second one was just too quick now. Again. But yeah, you get the idea anyway. Should be fine. HP versus big shots, I've mentioned you can literally just tap him down in 3 seconds. I'm not kidding with that. But if things are getting in the way, then go to partials to protect us and stuff. Bristlers, again, partials because otherwise you're not gonna get hit, or just do the thing with the torps. You should be able to move around fast enough that you can line the map correctly. The map allows you to. Blitz, you may hit them with arc shots, however, are not two-shotting with a fully charged shot. Like one requires some precision. Yeah, it's an option you have when you cannot quite lower them, but are otherwise safe. Maybe have some high ground as well. That is true for arc 20. Anything else? First first thing is just do vertical tap spamming, like this. That means you're hitting the most pots and for the most optimal damage. The fish sticks you cannot do what you can do with the other stringers, which would be tap them right side under on the ground. No, you actually have to claim them. You paint them just as usual with vertical shots, like go up and then you hit them with horizontal taps and pretty good. And the taps are actually killing them. They have only 32 HP instead of usual small fry HP. That is also nice. Hey, I do not think so. That's what also mentioned. Brings us to the night waves, which I also have no notes. Waste of time. Anyway, the way you wanna play this weapon is you're basically hardcore support, if you will. Even though it's lightweight, the mobility of it is like fine, but not super amazing or anything. Simply due to the fact that it always needs to stop a bit in order to fight things that are getting in its way. Yeah, what you mostly wanna do is stay somewhat within reach of people and like keep the ground around them painted, protect them from lessers and stuff. Of course, deal with the occasional boss that gets in your way. But yeah, when you do see no one going for a sting or a big shot or anything, then by all means do it yourself. Yeah, probably one of the more expendable weapons still. Like the DPS on this, it's definitely alright, it's not weak or anything. but it's at close range only. So yeah, that will be the REEF-LUX. Splat Dualies are a medium-weight dually class weapon, essentially a splatter shot clone, which goes as far as that they have the exact same DPS, which is 360 if you're just firing without rolling. However, if you're rolling, you're increasing your fire rate, and then it's all the way up to 450 DPS. The Coke pretty much died exactly in 1 second. There is no range increase and no damage increase on the bullets, it's just 1 frame higher fire rate from 5 frames to 4 frames. And of course better accuracy because you have only 1 reticle instead of 2. If I do this, I'm only hitting every other shot on the chum. They're like that on Sentai both. Yeah, just showing this mechanically anyway. Paint is pretty basic, just like shooters. Pretty much exactly the same, maybe with a little bit more spread. Yeah, that is how this weapon works mechanically. Oh yeah, and if you do actually wanna jump with this, then do not hold the control stick anywhere while you're jumping, because if you do that, then just roll. Oh yeah, and another thing about the rolls is you can fast fall with them. If you're falling from like big heights, then you can fall faster by just putting a roll. But however, it's only actually really faster if you actually are doing something with the shots down there, which is hitting enemy or painting away or something like that. Don't be too spammy on it either. That's definitely a useful trick to know. And that also works for all other dualies. I'm probably not gonna repeat it for them. So yeah, now you know. Right, let's talk about enemies. It's pretty basic, you just shoot them. Your stick, you have splatter shot range exactly. However, since you're only dealing 30 damage, does not one-shot small frays, and also does not one-shot the little fish on them, the flare frays as we call them. You wanna do is stand under them and roll like this. Might still fail, but this should make it the most unlikely that you're actually missing kills there. And of course the other option is to just claim them, but then you're dealing 30 damage and you might get annoying patterns there. The fish sticks are a little bit of a weakness of this compared to splatter shot, which just makes it nice and easy by one-shotting them. So yes, they do have same DPS in a way, but the projectiles are very different, because that's just because the splatter shot, it does deal 36 damage per shot, but it's a lower fire rate. So that's how that happens. Fun fact. And then about the bosses that have HP, simple, just shoot at them, either by walking or by rolling. Like, you usually walk when you need to like move or defend yourself or stuff. When you're perfectly safe, then you can go for that roll, increases your DPS, but also does use more ink and just leaves you more open to somewhere. And then some other bosses for stingers, which is nice. We have the perfect numbers here pretty much. 30 times 2 is 60, stinger part is HP. So yeah, just go ham on them. Literally not wasting any damage whatsoever. And some notes on night waves. I mean, I can keep this short here as well. This is basically like similar to Dapple Dualies on night waves. But there'll definitely be some stuff to talk about for Dapples and night waves, so just refer you to that. The differences are mostly you're not one-shotting small frays here, but you're still good at killing them if you have to. And some of the DPS that Dapples have you're trading for range, but otherwise they are, all intents and purposes, the same. Strong and really flexible. Right, so that is not the Dapple Dualies, the Splat Dualies. Sloshing Machine is a medium weight slasher with not quite so medium range, that's actually about medium range. This is the painting pattern. Like it's like okay, it can paint the flopper zone decently enough when you have to. Actually, even knock out just walking over it, because you can use this indirect. Indirects, they deal 100 damage in this game. This is new, it has been buffed compared to Splatoon 2, where they just did 80 and needed to hit jumps twice with it. It shows the wall paint as well, but you'd expect it's a lane. But only if you're close enough, as it turns out. And about the fire rate, don't actually worry about having imperfect fire rate. This is intentionally slow right here, and this is actually not how it's supposed to work, no. And do not actually try to time your shots. Much easier, because what you can do is offer your inputs. Just need to release the R for a bit, and then you can hold the R again, and you're still aiming your shot right as it comes out. So the aim isn't buffered, but the shots themselves are. So it's not too hard to actually have max DPS with this. Always, this is not a tapper weapon. Like, almost automatic. You could say semi-automatic if you will. And then the direct shot, it's 170 damage. It's a 3-hit on Coax, it's a 3-hit on 100 HP bosses. 4-hit on the Scrapper Shield though. Something that you can also experiment with is try to hit Scrappers from the front. Like, you might be very lucky and direct the tail like that. It's sitting stunned in front of you. However, it's really hard to hit that. Hitting the 100 shouldn't be too hard. There's some tech there. You some fun with it. So the other thing I completely forgot to mention is indirect, of course, does not dissolve the bullet, so you can hit stuff with the indirect and then also with the direct after that. Like this. This makes for some really nice combos and DPS optimization. The raw single target DPS of this is rather low. Let me check the number in my notes. 309 actually. So that is slightly under the weaker shooters, if I remember correctly. But that is not what you primarily wanna be doing. You do wanna be hitting multiple targets if you can. Only single target things are just like this primarily. The head, if you get double direct, it's a 2-shot. You get as much as a single indirect, it's always gonna be a 3-shot. And then 3 indirects would also still be a 3-shot, so 1 indirect, don't worry about the rest, and can still be 1 cycled with 3 shots. You time it correctly. However, still you ideally do want the 2 directs, which of course has much more lenient timing for the 1 cycle. Option is there. Need it. Now let's talk about the numbers of shots needed and timing for them. Bristlers are 6 shots to kill. In order to 1 cycle, you do need to pre-fire the first one before it opens. Then let it fall down into it, and then... Although that might not be true anymore, and... Actually, no, I'm wrong. The numbers work out in the same way, actually. If you do pre-fire, it's a little bit easier, just in case you do mess up your fire rate. Don't be strictly needed. Although you do need to get the first hit in early enough. Timing is still pretty tight. Anyway, you can 1 cycle Dristlers with the main weapon only. Although I still, myself, do have a preference to just do it with a tarp anyway. Since this weapon has so much range, it's also really good at hitting them back, and all you need to do is to yourself with it. You do need to hit them with the damage, you do it. Big shots, there's the funny part that if you hit it with 7 directs, there's only 10 HP left. That is annoying, right? Yeah, that is exactly how it is with these numbers. You need 8 shots to kill a big shot. Only help from a teammate, and then hopefully less shots than 7 as well. That's a fun fact there. Fish sticks are really good for Sloshing Machine. You get like extra perfect aiming and spacing, timing, everything. You can actually 2-shot them. Works by aiming inward into their circle from the right. If you fail that, you will usually 3-hit them. Again, what you're trying is to hit as many of the flav rays as possible with indirects. Usually 3, and if you are doing it really well, you can hit 4. Yeah, try to avoid directing any of them, because that will of course eat up the bullet and then you're not them. So that right here. But if I direct the first flav ray here, still a direct. Not a direct anymore. I'm hitting a 3. Be careful of that. It can of course always randomly happen in live gameplay. Be aware of that, and expect that everything that is in front of you will always die. Like, the closer to you it is, the harder it is to actually indirect them. They will just eat that direct, it's not too small after all. And then stingers. Stingers are very interesting to talk about. Officially, this weapon is actually really bad for stingers, because you need to hit it pot by barring pot here now. However, there is a double pot technique that you can do with the fall off of it. If you are like right at the end of the range, then you can hit one of the pots with an indirect, then the pot below that will be hit with a direct, and that is how you are hitting 2 of them. More than 2, to my knowledge, is not possible. I'm not aware of anyone who has managed to do it. And it may or may not also be possible to do double pots from close range, like this, aiming really high upward and getting the trick like that. However, it's also rather wasn't accurate, and especially when there are other enemies around, it may not be worth your time. However, what you can then do is the alt indirect direct combos like these, like either on the stinger pot themselves or on the lessers in front of it, depending on what your position is and stuff. And maximize your damage that way instead. And also use bombs for stingers. Bombs help. If you're approaching, just throw a bomb to knock down 2 pots already, and might also just kill them with bombs alone. It's like barely slower than doing it with a main weapon, and you do not need to go there. Stinger's probably the biggest weakness of Sloshing Machine. Right, that should cover about lit, I should say, since this is one of the many weapons that fires arc shots. You can actually kill them from the ground without having to trigger them, if your aim is perfectly on. But that might take a while if you get only indirects there, because then it's not a 3-shot anymore, and numbers work out a bit poorly. I mean, actually, worst case, it's still a 5-shot, so it's available to you, and it's especially nice if you have some kind of high ground, so you're not gonna get attacked by lessers. That is that. Right then, let's talk a bit about night waves. This weapon is pretty good in some night waves. Would be rush and gorillas specifically. Rush, same thing, you're just hitting the rush with your indirects to hit as many chumps as possible. Also dealing some chip damage to Goldies. So yeah, just hit the stream to the side or like over them, but preferably to the side. Probably makes it easier and more. Also, of course, always watch your safety. This isn't exactly good at defending itself. It works in a similar way to a blaster, except actually kinda better, except exactly compared to Clash Blaster, because Clash Blaster is quite literally the best rush weapon. This is like the 3rd or 4th best, pretty much. At filtering chumps early, that is. Then for gorillas, similar thing. You are on small fry duty. You can hit them preemptively even as the gorilla approaches. You can just fire your slashes right through that gorilla, and you're gonna hit the small fries. Running behind with that, it's pretty nice. Then after the stun as well, just shoot near the gorilla and camping them. But of course, you're also really good at helping with stuns. You can even do it from the front if your aim is really good. Yeah, if you do not have another dedicated small fry weapon in the comp, then don't bother too much with the DPS and just do sprays. And most same thing, comes in small fries. Yeah, that is pretty much all I have to say about the Sloshing Machine. Nice and fun weapon. I'm really happy that they did the buffs to its numbers. Helped it a lot. Right, the Rapid Blaster is a medium weight blaster weapon that in PvP works does not one-shot people, but instead has a faster fire rate. In a way that translates to Salmon Run as well, although in a different way. Because the damage numbers are different, so you're still one-shotting chums. The equivalent to other players. The damage values here are different, first thing. That is 160 for a direct shot. Wait, 140, not 160. Yeah, and then 60 for an indirect shot, that is how I mixed them up. Painting pattern is this. Normal stuff for blasters. Wall paint is this. Not great, not terrible, just in the middle. For flopper zone paint, feel free to like use a bomb to get better coverage than you're getting with the main weapon if you can spare the ink and have to do it alone. Right, that is main weapon works. You have 22 shots with it out of a full tank. Can fire for a while for sure. The DPS that you're getting with it, the single target damage per second is only 240 actually. So what you preferably wanna do is one of two things. One is hit multiple targets at the same time, like this. The other is to mostly hit key targets. Like the kind of targets that do not really have big HP numbers. Like Drizzler torpedoes or stingers. Fish sticks, stuff like that. Stingers specifically, they may or may not be a one-shot if you're hitting exactly the middle part or just above the middle part or something like that. Do not know, but it has always been really rare, and you wanna be safe, just prepare for a two-shot. Like, fire the first shot somewhere up and then the second one at its base, and then usually the same thing the other way around. You can get a feel for it. It's not hard. This is a really good weapons fasting. Really its main job. Right, let's talk more about lessers then. Cohawks, you need 3 shots to kill. I'm not really wasting much there. Like that, and if there are chumps near Coax, then you're killing them with directs. Here. Yeah, right, ground shots, if you ever do them, they're pretty useless. You're only 50 damage, so not even killing a small fry. You can indirect small fries, and that is still really nice. 100 HP bosses are 4 shots. Sometimes you have to kill them, and that's fine, but though, and not what you wanna be focusing on always, that's for sure. So you would rather just turn a scrapper to a teammate than finish it yourself, if at all possible. And for bigger HP bosses, Drizzler is one cyclable, but only if you throw a bomb at it before it opens and then kill a bit and then fire. Really tight. Yeah, the easiest way to one cycle it, of course, is with a torpedo. Then big shots, they take 9 shots to kill, so that is almost half of your ink tank. That is assuming no interruption of any kind, of course. Like, if you have to do it, you can, but it's gonna be slow, for sure. You'll probably have to leave that cannon pretty soon as other things arrive there that you might be able to lure, of course. Then at least this thing. You are not the best weapon to handle cannon. Only a weapon that can go there. It's like a really weak shooter. But effect, if you will. Right, let's talk about fish sticks again. You aim your shots right, you can knock them out in 3 shots when they're planted into the ground. But what commonly happens is that you miss exactly one of them, and then you need to get a 4th shot just to hit that one. Cannot really show it here, and it's hard to explain it. I just just mess around and eventually you'll develop a feel for it. Then about fish sticks that are still in the air, looking to go to their final spot. Can one-shot them, but it is like RNG because you probably need to jump and then actually shot just in the right place that you're hitting all 8 of them. It's possible, but really hard and rare. I believe 2 shots on that ground might also be possible, but also very precise. What's common is 3 shot. 4 shot if you mess up the 3 shot. But usually still be fine, but yeah, don't turn on that too hard. Like, plan for your 3 shots. Then make sure that you're looking at what's in front of you again and stuff. Preferably do that fourth hit something, unless you actually know that you're safe. Right, that should be... Oh yeah, right, no, Steelhead. Let's talk about Steelhead. Steelhead is possible to one-cycle with this weapon the way I do it most of the time, and I recommend doing it. I recommend you to learn it is... You pre-fire an indirect right as it starts to attack, then you direct it twice. How you deal 300 damage to it with that cycle. Ripple direct is also possible, but the timing for it is so tight it's not worth going for. If you're really lucky, sure, you can get it. But don't go for it, just do the pre-fire like this. You'll be fine. Another thing that you can also do if you have a whole lot of ink and are feeling not too confident with the pre-fire just yet is to roll a bump at its feet, then double direct again. But I do not know how consistent that is or anything because I'm not really doing it that way usually. Like there might be situations where the shield right under it, which is of course not shown here in the testing range, has a shield on that bomb and that actually blocks the indirect of the bomb. 30 damage, that's really annoying of course. So you might have to get the angle right there too. I do not know. Just to make sure of the ability. Because again, I'm always fighting it like this. Exceptions pretty much. Because it's pretty much second nature to me and everyone can learn it honestly. Right, so that is the normal bosses. Let's talk about Night Waves. First up, Mothership. This weapon is very good on Mothership. You can hit Chinooks pretty early and nicely with a blast which will one-shot them. Do not need to direct them, aiming is easy. Last part. And when the Mothership is on top of the basket, you can also cheese some freshly spawning Chinooks from it, and these eggs will drop right by the basket. Really nice. But the positioning itself can play roughly like the Rapid Blaster Pro, which is of course the better version of it for the wave still. You know, range is a bit shorter and probably like standing behind basket to shoot things right over the basket isn't quite gonna work as well for it. So feel free to move up a bit to roughly get the same effect. And since it is so fast and easy to hit Chinooks with this, there are also some map-tight combinations where you can literally solo two sides or directions or whatever with this weapon alone. Nice. If we're thinking back about the old game, Ruins of Polaris comes to mind. Like, you can do left and right with that. Have them both land near basket. This is at least something. Yeah, really fun weapon on Mothership. And let's talk about Russian Gorillas. Gorillas I can make sure you're on small fray duty unless there's a better weapon for it. May or may not also be able to double up on Gorilla DPS and small fray, so the blast is small enough that I'm not talking about that. And you need to aim low enough if it's possible, otherwise just small frays honestly. But preemptively as well, because a blast is not gonna knock out all of them immediately, it's for that, so keep the numbers small at all times, ideally. Of course, help with stunning a little, but your damage isn't super big, so you're probably not solo stunning. Every bit of help is appreciated. Then Rush, you are first rather rather weak for Goldies. You do need 1, 2, 3, 4 hits to kill them if no one else hits them. As long as people are hitting them, of course. It'll be 3, but no, that is not what you wanna be doing in Rush. What you wanna be doing is position yourself like somewhere above the Rush so you can hit it from an angle. Like, not that in front, but like above it or from the side or something. You can take out like between 3 and 5 jumps with every single shot. That will thin out the stream, make it easier for those who are at basket to, you know, manage what is still arriving at them. You'll also spawn more goldies faster. You can get to quota faster. More gold next if you're overfishing. It works games there really. Like, don't huddle up at basket. Take some kind of elevated position and filter those jumps. But also watch your safety. Know when you're targeted, you really want your team to protect you, and if that isn't happening, retreat into a wall or another spot where you're not gonna die. Or shoot in front of you instead of filtering. Some goldies might still arrive at you, and you really do wanna finish them off then. Yeah, that is everything I have to say about the Rapid Blaster. Alright, so that was that, and now let's talk about the rotation itself. I find it rather difficult to rate on first sight, and we'll see very soon how it feels in gameplay, of course. It's just so middling and just about looking at it. Like the range, the DPS, just about everything. However, there is one thing that stands out to me. That is that there may possibly be difficulties in killing steelheads with this. Just nothing that completely removes them from anywhere on the map or anything. But instead we have between 2 and 3 weapons. Actually have fairly inconsistent 1 cycles. So I would say one thing that could definitely be a key to this rotation is first be good with steelhead 1 cycles. If you're not good with them yet, then this is a really good practice set for learning to do that. This is also a tip straight from Marty, by the way. This is long in the distant past now, but back when I first met him and we played a bunch and stuff, one of the first things that he told me is get comfortable with steelhead 1 cycles with all weapons ever. Yeah, this rotation is exactly something where this is like really valuable advice, of course. Because these steelhead 1 cycles, you do need to work for them. You are not just getting them for free. Alright then, get into some games here. As always, if you find this entertaining or educational or helpful or whatever else, please hit that subscribe button. And leave a like and a comment as well. I mean, please leave a like and a comment as well. So that hopefully this may get noticed. The algorithm. And right, apologies, you will soon see that screen. My rank has changed because I'm actually recording this second time. My first attempt at this was like fine, I guess, but I was way too sleepy and it affected my gameplay, my awareness, and pretty much everything. Just didn't look as good as I'd like it to be. So yeah, let's go right ahead and try this again, different time, which would be now. The bright side, the games might be a little bit harder and more interesting. I hope I can do better now, but not gonna be easy because it looks like I got a cold in the meantime. My gameplay was worse, my commentary was worse and everything. So yeah, or with these videos, well, at least wants to get a better one. May or may not happen now, we'll see. Attack the steelhead and tackle it ideally. What? They get me there. Didn't I? Ah, almost had it. I think these slits with rapid can take a while, but if you can actually get the directs, then yeah, why not? That's easy to get him though. That's this guy. Thank you. The ducks. Seriously, why would you throw right there? Oh, I didn't fall down. I wasn't ready for that. Fully expected I'd just be down. Knocked down. As you do for a single fish stick kill at the end of the wave. Now the water let's do that. Got mine, and that is good enough. Ugh, what? Seriously? I guess we kill this instead. Maybe the other as well. Yep. Try to get some lessers with directs here. Stick. I'm right here. Go. I don't think they need my help there. I'll just get this car instead. Be nice if someone could go get the stinger. We don't. Okay, so that was an interesting bounce. Not getting double pots here. Actually something I've tried in the previous take as well and also failed. Be a way, man, there has to be a way. Difference is this time I didn't die for it, so that is cool. They're not blocking my way. I missed them, but okay then. Nice. Literally the only annoying part about this wave was that no one did the stinger. I'm the worst weapon for it, obviously. Problems. Right. Rapid is here, just let the rapid do it and protect them. Get this one instead. Ah, no! I got hit by the wave too, apparently. I'm not trying to dodge, but yeah, obviously failing. Just that one here. Oh, That angle. Good one, Flavor, you win. It's blinding me better, still getting the fish stick, I guess. Oh, 47, it's really good. I'm definitely feeling much more awake at least, even though I have a freaking headache and everything else. Hopefully we should be fine with this take here. Wait, I'll catch you in the next game. As good as that was, I will change the lobby for the sake of variety. Hopefully we can get a Cohozuna still. Hey, the 9s. Let's go. Alright, we are back with the game. One player is here again. Oh no, it's a Sea Golden Big Run badge. I'll go Big Run thing. I mean, all that just say nothing pretty much. $141. Much everyone who is at Executive VP should that at some point in their life influence at least. You can be unlucky to fail it on the big run itself, of course. Possibility. Happened to people. That's a fly fish right here. I'm gonna interact with that curve now. I might have more of them and them there. Oh, there's so many mishap directs. Nice, they got it. Slessers everywhere. That's not getting better. We have to special. If I could actually get into a safe position at some point. Okay, cool, thanks for that. Oops. Left again. Oh! Can we? Yes, nice, thank you. Was absolutely brutal. Yet again, better. This time I do not have REEF-LUX. Upgrades first. Get space around the steelhead. Sniper, there we go. That's us, I think. Okay. See? At least it hits me today. Planted. Got everything we wanted, good. No. The fish stick damaged me too. That was too greedy. Oh, revive me, dang it, what? Revive me, please. Thank you. Right, they're doing the safety exit here. Get behind it, like, just control right there. Overextending on the baskets did it. This fish stick here, man. Late fish sticks are always so annoying. Especially this one, it's the hardest to get to of all because it has the high ground, obviously. At least it wasn't over. No idea whether we have any spec apart from mine. On the touch should hopefully make this a bit more chill. Let's kill that, that's good. Thank you. Who's that looking at? Yes. Ah! That's blocked. Not this fast. But I mean, pretty tight. And be out there again. Nice scrapper right from behind the corner. Love to see it. Just kill them all here and one player left. I don't think we have enough time for we. Yeah. Unfortunate. Yeah, this rotation it is certainly not easy. If people just die, then Pepper. Oh, I died 4 times as well. Definitely part of the problem here. Right, see you in the next game. What really happened anyway is started with double high tide, both of them were rough. We used 2 million specials. Didn't have much for the last wave and we died again. Everything aligned against us pretty much. Game. Can we re-slide again? Upgrades. What the heck, can you kill the stinger? All 3 of you are there. It's the same team, I have no idea. Right, try to do some heavy lifting, I guess. Alright, I got the stick, I hope at least. Nice, thank you. From that to basket, please don't die. Nice. Can go after that. Just died. Alright, the other players are near them. Then another dice before that player gets revived. Wonderful. Some people you just cannot trust. I'm always so scared of that when leading for grades. I've lost so many games to that. Having one player be dead, then leaving for grades, and then the rest of the team also dying. Apparently sometimes that can happen even when you think they're perfectly fine. Lower quota here. Will not be an easy game as well. Next. Oh yeah. Thank you a bit. Not quite kill that, but let's go the rain. No. Ah! Saw that too late. Second time's the charm, every time. Okay, guess we're letting you. Gonna throw that. I still think to throw a single way, so it's whatever. This wave is a whole lot better. Nice, whoops. Went as hard. Might not hit. Oh, it does hit. Oh, I'm almost killing myself for that. This is coming from the past. That's how they didn't like immediately eat me for breakfast. Forgetting REEF-LUX for the last. Once again, normal tide. Got some random fighting for enemies here. Ah, yeah. That. And that because we actually encounter big shots. Leaving with that ma. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's nice. Might reach slide that soon as well. Here again. I saw that new zone late. Right here is another nice. Down. Strike, thank you. And again. Okay, this bomb will happen, just be careful. We need X there. We got it. Okay, at least it was only 2 hard waves, not 3. Well, death numbers even be probably not as high as it felt, but definitely not low either. Moment of truth. Yeah, pretty normal stuff here still. Exceptional. Right, I'll catch you in the next lobby. Anyway, it is somewhat late into the rotation now after all. The average team quality probably a bit lower than I did that first try that I, for whatever reason, keep talking about. A pretty healthy mix of teams actually. Some good players and some not so good players. Looks like it will be similar now too. part. I think we've seen the first group. 7 and stuff. The other groups. Happy with that. Shows you the most unbiased experience ever. I need to get something there. Just rambling. Okay, up there. There's this giant slave on the field here. It's not really possible, right? Well, I still have to yet make that weapon tutorial. That was much for it. Collection. Always climb fish stick. Sucks. We know for sure. What I always used to do, but it wasn't too long ago that I actually learned how long a range string is. You can get them from the ground faster than tap shots. Of course that makes you wonder whether REEF-LUX can do that as well. Which, as we've just seen, the answer would be no. At night, ooh. Rapid if it's rush. It is rush. Just to stall for a bit. Waiting for snowball prevention there. Ooh! This was really scary. Let's use it again. People are not shooting the damn Goldies. No, how the heck did I end up on the other side? What was that? That's really strange. Do not have to worry about float anymore. Yeah, that doesn't mean we can while killing with alpha or anything, then we're still gonna die. Oh, they're faster than getting to the outside wall. Alright, nice, we win. Ah, that movement failure there. I tried to just killing that wall there from the front. But then I got stuck. Then I got pushed and then it was all over. Probably very low specials for this one, but I didn't see too many in rush, so I might still have a few. But what that requires, it wants us to actually enough at using them. Go. Next, fly fish. Annoying. I'll just that's us for now. More of them. Deleting less, as I said, is certainly powerful, especially when you're good at it. Plus the team to be able to move freely. As they get missed out when meeting is Which, this is on me and they got it, perfect. No fray there. Ah, I directed the flay fray, by accident. That's near me. Out of ink. A quota. Don't die. My basket is a very dangerous spot right now. Let's do that and everything else there with how hard I got pushed back. Yeah, 3 full flyfish and never able to get anywhere near them. Alright, anyway, we made it. What matters. That. Nitrate rush at the game with it. Oh yeah, once again, back with the next lobby. Like 2 or 3 more. Probably 3. I noticed I do have the first thermometer now. Because there's a consideration to start keeping, not actually trigger that fight. Let's see how this will do. Previous team was, let's say, overall not really above average or anything. Workable. Gone. It's raining gold next, let's go. This one almost clipped into the ground there. I'd noticed that ever before. Oh no, a big shot. Just dismiss our spawn. Let's return to basket to actually get quota here. Right. Ah. Bait. Nice. Oh, there we go. I am not the best REEF-LUX player, you see. That's not the best Reef Slider player. And manage it. Yeah, so we're end here. Almost. Unless us. Oh, what? Right, I noticed the death I revive you. A minute. Just in time. This wave is snowballing badly. Jet is good, nice. Other problems with dualies and fish sticks, eh? Ah, that was really scary too. We can get quota, but the still is very threatening. Close this rain. Okay, nice. Good recovery. Thanks, team. I've done it without you. Nine even. And we had to work for that. These will be the kinds of games that we're getting at the slow rank and this late into the rotation. If you're enjoying that. Certainly not my preference, but it should be entertaining at least. Certainly more thing than normally. I got through just as intended. Just hit the trim and paint right over it. That's pretty cool. Put that in. Reef's like that just yet. I can do it with my main weapon. That no. Ah! Need to rub down into green ink, my bad. This rain, okay. Wasn't where I was. Blow up this stuff. I'll just fry though. Hey, that's Cohozuna, let's go. I'll actually do a game after that. This video is probably long enough already with the tutorials, as I've mentioned. Next game will be a quick one. Hopefully not. That's how I'd have to be able to actually hit them. There we go, nice and clean rapid one cycle. Addition of 3 and okay, it's so annoying. Strike. I get the other one. These two baskets is actually helpful. What? Where is he? Oh, he jumped to ducks. I see. Ah, bad reaction there. I should have done that earlier. But now. Hey, we can win. We can win. Done that and then special. Like I did in the other ways. Nice. 11 skills, let's go. Thank you. My job fancy it now, actually, but come on. Need damn silvers, give me silvers. Let's see here. Actually, it's fine to look at because I mean, I'm not finishing this in 5 games. I will do a 6. I always do 6. Yeah, that's done in the next lobby. No, on rotations that I do not really care too much about. What I usually do is 4000 job points plus Cohozuna. Usually that is 3 Cohozunas. Or King, I should say. It's not only Cohozuna anymore. Well, this rotation it will be. Just based on rotation, which one appears, and right now they're just hitting, so Boris will be... Please don't be fire grades. It is fire grades. Rapid can open this one. I found it. Hey, Snatchers are optimizing those, let's go. Might be fire grades again. Just fire grades again. That one. Already. We have this. I should have just attacked it more aggressively. That's a mistake on my end. Just kill that right there immediately to optimize X for Snatchers. It would have been the play. Oh, 3 times in a row. Here. It's like that the whole life is over. Got it. Some of the worst RNG I've ever seen. There's actually, of course, an algorithm that will think that RNG, the very old one from the game. We always started on fire grades. It's been many years since we actually last used that. I type REEF-LUX, I need to focus on this. A story time. Oh, that wasn't enough damage. 299 or something. Got the car here. Zone. Just for these bosses, we do not need to bring all of them to basket. Just need them silent. What? What? How do you not enter the wall? Jetting. I'm jetting. This isn't happening here. What? Oh, I missed that too. Okay, cool. We got it killed now. Break helps. I'm looking for sticking the fly fish though. Me. Next something that is still there. Cannot shoot at the stat again, too many buses in the way. We have quota. Survive for a few more seconds though, nice. Alright. Tight again. Don't know about other specials. Sloshing Machine are definitely nicer than REEF-LUX. Well, only crab is always nice because like crab is literally weak. ready for this. Dove scrap on, we need to that. I didn't arrive in time. But on me. Oh, I didn't mean to fall down. But that's fine, I guess. Get that while I can. There we go. Snap the damn thing, thank you. What's happening at my feet? Oh, steelhead even. I'm injured now. It's a lot of missiles and I'm dead. I should have left earlier here, I stayed too long. Overstayed my welcome. Anyway, yeah, that will be the episode. I truly are taking that second take with a little bit higher difficulty. Still did lose the game, but overall gameplay was a lot better and probably more interesting as well, so I'm happy with that. I'd always have to go to my ult and to like the lowest. I mean, not the lowest, anything. Yeah, have some confidence, just try again on a little bit higher rank. That's a setting to 4000, but yeah, I'm gonna get that next Cohozuna on my own time still. It is one of my favorite maps for sure. The weapon set is fun as well, honestly. A bit mid, but still fun. The next one at least space for sure. We're gonna face horror bars again. The Splatter Shot, Nova, and Dynamo Roller. on the easy map at least. That will be something, and I will see you for that. For watching.